So what you guys think of the new Accords? We got a full lot of them here. Anyways, that's not what the video is about. Today's video is going to be about the car I just bought, my new daily right here, the 98 Integra RS. Now some of you are going to say, well, why would you buy an RS? You know, this is the car you always wanted, and you know, you just built the other car. Why would you use this as a daily? That's a good question. So for starters, it's automatic. Number two, this car has no sunroof. I like that. I hate sunroofs. Number three, this car came from California. No rust anywhere on this car at all. So let me give you a little backstory as to how I found this car and why I decided to buy it, and pretty much how much I paid for it. So let me go inside because it's kind of hot out here. Okay, so this car I found on Craigslist. I was searching for so long. I kept looking at Honda Civic manuals, and nobody wanted to budge in the price just because it's a manual Honda Civic. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna search for Integras. But I went onto Craigslist, and there was no Integras around. The closest Integra to me was like Westminster, and Westminster's like, I want to say maybe about an hour from me. So there's not a lot of Integras down here in Maryland, and the Honda scene's just kind of dead. So when I heard about H-Day moving to Mechanicsville, I was like, okay, you know, that doesn't sound right. So yeah, I just kept searching every day. I think I was searching for like a good 5-6 months, and I finally found an Integra that I was genuinely, you know, interested in. Like, I saw silver Integra LS's going for like 2,500, and I'm like, you know, that's too much. I want to spend like a little under $2,000, and I found one, you know, which, you know, because I kind of bought it. Here it is, you know. So let me just go over the car and pretty much tell you everything about it. So this car has 255,000 miles on it. Now that sounds like a lot, obviously, and it is, but there's a plus to this. So like I said, it came from California. So this car I bought from a girl, and you know, girls really don't modify their cars, which is a plus. So it's completely stock, right? She's owned this car since '05. She bought it when she was, I think, 18. So there really wasn't much wrong with it. It was stolen like 2 years ago, but they found it, so that was a plus. And everything related to the suspension is fine. The camber, or not the camber kits, the upper control arms, the lower control arms, the motor mounts, the brakes. That doesn't sound good. The brakes are fine, the shocks are fine, the tint's a little purple and starting to fade a little bit. What else? Literally everything's fine. The exhaust is fine. There's no rust really on the bolts underneath. This car is really in good shape, or in really good shape. The only bad thing on this car is that there's a nick right here on the windshield. That's the only thing I can think of off the top of my head that he was telling me about. Also, the battery isn't tied down, so there needs to be a battery tie down to keep the battery stable, and the rack and pinion is leaking, and I think my rear main seal is leaking too. But other than that, my mechanic pretty much said that was all he can find, and I was really shocked when he said that, because that didn't make too much sense given that this is a 98 with, you know, over 250,000 miles. It just doesn't make too much sense to me. My car has more problems than this car, but then again, I touched my car, so that's that. So yeah, here's the car. It has tint on it, which I kind of like having, even though it's not in the greatest shape. This, like I said, it's turning purple. But you know, it's just nice to have tint. It also, let me pop the hood for you guys now. You're not gonna believe this. So this car has no ABS. Go figure that out. And on top of it, it has working AC. So, and power steering. So everything I wanted in a daily, I pretty much got for the price I wanted. And yeah, that was that. It has a brand new radiator, brand new fans, no overheating issues. And if the motor, the motor was actually replaced like back in 2011. So it has a B18 B1 in it. So like you guys know, in California, like I said, that's when this happened. They can't do B20 swaps. So he had to put in another B18 B1, which is a plus. And he said that this one has about 150 on it, but he did the timing belt around like 90,000. So everything pretty much worked out. I'm trying to think what else is in here that I need to talk about. Nothing. That's pretty much it. So yeah, this car was kept in really good condition. Everybody I showed this car to, they're just surprised that it's you know, this clean. And I'm glad I hopped on it when I did, because you know, she said her phone was getting blown up by everybody messaging her, and I'm like, don't respond to any of them. You know, I'm gonna buy this car, and I did. Which is awesome, because I've always wanted an RS, and I finally got what I wanted. Also, I just noticed there's no cruise control on this thing. I just realized this is like a block off plate for the cruise control. Just noticed that. And you know, obviously no sunroof button, because no sunroof. But yeah, this car, look at that difference in the tint. It's super clean back here. You know, it's just clean all around. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, the shirts finally came. So if you want to go buy one, here's the link right here. So yeah, you go have fun with that. No, I'm not going to modify it. No, I'm not going to do anything to it. The only time I would ever modify this car is if I total the other Integra, and I'll pretty much just use this as a reshell, and just swap everything in this car, because that makes sense. There's going to be a lot more videos coming soon. I'm just doing a lot of working and a lot of planning for this turbo build and everything, and for next year. What I'm going to do from now until the end of the year is pretty much retire the other Integra for daily use, and I'm going to strip it apart, take everything I need to take apart, and pretty much get it running, you know, right. Because I'm tired of having to drive it, park it, fix something small, drive it again. It's just too much work. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Hopefully everything goes good with this car. Hopefully I never have any problems. Knock on some wood here. There's no wood, so I'm gonna knock on the roof. And I will just catch you guys in the next one.